Unit 13.2. Let's take a look at a two-dimensional array logically, how it looks. Row is always first. Row is always first. So once you are going to call out what a cell, the index for that cell is, you got to say the row, then the column. So this cell is row 0, column 0. This guy is row 1, column 1. This guy is row 0, column 2. Row is always first. Dimension. This that you're looking at here is called a 3 by 3. It's 3 rows and 3 columns. Row is always first. And then this 3 by 3 can be filled up with values in each spot. So for example, the 0, 0 spot could have something, and the 0, 1 spot could have something. There are two ways to process this two-dimensional array. Row major order, going across each row, finish, drop down to the next row, go across, then drop down and go across. Row major order is the one that is frequently used. That's what we're going to use. There's also column major order, going down this way, down, left to right. So that's column major order. If I were to put something in here, then here, then here, then there, then there. I did column major order just now. Row major order. This one, then this one, then this one, this one, this one, then that, then that. Going across the row, going top to bottom. Row major order. That's one we're going to use most of the time. I'm going to go ahead and show you this. I've already written the code. But what I'm going to show is using an array of integers. I could do any type, but I'm going to use integers just to show how this all works. So here we go. First thing I'm going to show you is how to create the array, and I'm using the same 3 by 3 we just saw there. So this is a 3 by 3. It's 3 by 3. That's the dimension we say. We never say 9. Don't say 9, okay? Why? Because this could be a 1 by 9, a 9 by 1, a 3 by 3. They all hold 9 things, but they're all quite different, okay? So we normally would say row by column. Row is always first. So in the position 0, 0, I put a 1. So I'm going to write in this 3 by 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in row major order. Why row major order? Because I'm putting the 0, 0 first, then the 0, 1, then the 0, 2. You could see I just fill out row 0. Then I fill out row 1. Then I fill out row 2, going across the row from top to bottom. Okay, processing it. This is how it looks when it's finished. So for example, row 0 is going to have 1, 2, 3, and then row 1, 4, 5, 6, and then row 2, 7, 8, 9. How can I make this another way? Well, you should remember these two from the one-dimensional array. All that's different here is instead of one box, it's 2 boxes, okay? So look on the right side, 2 curly braces. The one on the outside is the entire array. Each curly brace on the inside is a row. Here's row 0, here's row 1, and here's row 2. Obviously, you should remember, we could do it simply by taking this off. Same idea here. All right, now these ways of making, sometimes we use them, they come in handy, but most of the time we use loops. Okay, so let's go ahead and focus on the loops. That's what we're going to use most of the time. If you look here right now, you would see I made another array, and I'm putting in the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right here, but I'm doing it with a loop. So after I've created the 3 by 3 slots, at this point, it's going to be filled with all zeros, okay? Make sure we remember that. And I'm going to go ahead now and write in the values. So you could see row is always first. Array 14 row column, put the value. So how this works, it's going to be at 0. Is 0 less than 3? Yes. Come in, column goes to 0. So we're going to go 0. 0 is less than 3 also, because remember the column is 3. 0, 0, put a 1. Plus, plus. Now value is 2. Come back to the column 1, because we're not finished. It's a nested loop. Plus, plus. So 0, 1, put a 2. And we're going to keep doing that until we do the same 1, 2, 3. Once this is finished, filling in all the columns for each row. So for each row 0, we're going to do 0, 1, and 2 for column. Then once this is finished, we're going to go up by 1. So for each row 1, we're going to go 0, 1, and 2 for column again, and we're going to fill this out. Now, once this is finished, I went ahead and print. Okay, so this print, let's look at how the print looks. This loop on the outside is row, on the inside is column. This is row major order, that's how it looks. And I'm printing each one with a space horizontally. And when I'm finished printing all the values for the column for each row, I drop to a new line so it could mimic this look of the 2D array that we saw earlier. All right, let me talk about the length before I run this, okay? So you see this right here? This is the number of columns. How do I know? Because I'm finding the length of the row. This one gets a little tricky sometimes, but look at it. If I'm looking at row 0, the length of row 0 is 3. That means there are 3 columns. The arrays that we're going to work with are going to be rectangular. They don't have to be a square, but they're going to be rectangular. So once we figure out what the size of the array is, 3 by 3, 3 by 6, 2 by 8, whatever it is, we guarantee that the number in the rows, how many values, is going to be the number of columns. Now, there is something called a jagged array. That's what I wanted to focus on. The jagged array, you could make a row have more things than the other row. That's why we need to figure out that row goes here, because the row here guarantees that if I'm in a particular row, I'll get the right length for the column. So for this guy, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns, but this guy only has 3. Okay. Now, one of the things, we're not going to do this, okay? So one of the things I want to make sure you understand here is this is the correct way of writing the loops for a 2D array. Okay. All that's going to be happening is that the inside might be different in terms of what we're trying to do. The code inside will be different, but the setup for the loops are the same. Row on the outside, column on the inside, row major order. I could put a 0 here. The reason why a 0 works there is because I'm guaranteeing that the number of elements in row 0 is going to be the number of elements in all rows. So therefore the number of columns will be correct. It won't work for a jagged one, but we won't do these. Okay, so if you don't want to write row in here, you can write 0. So you have that flexibility right now. I'm going to leave it as row because the correct way. It's the overarching complete way to do everything. So you could use a 0 or a row. That's up to you. All right, so this is pretty much the 4 ways to make. I mean, looks very similar to the 1D array except 2 boxes. And I'm going to go ahead and run this now so we could see the print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 like that. See, that's the print that's at the very bottom here using the loop. That's this right here. So coming up in the other sections, we're going to write more of this, okay? But we're going to do it for different types of information we're going to gather from the array. So we're going to do some, maybe populate it with some random numbers, print the random numbers. So we're going to write a print method. We're going to also write something to add up all the values in the column, add up all the values in the row, and that type of thing, find the average, just like we did with the 1D, okay? But for now, we just focus on creating these arrays, putting values in them. These are the ways to do it. 13.2, creating arrays. That brings us to the end of 13.2.